Hey everybody, welcome back to Cowboy Survival. I'm Richard. This isn't my normal intro. Normally I do an intro outdoors or something, but I don't know. The funny things happen when you record. I thought I hit the record button. I went out, I did the whole intro. I thought it went fine, and I came back and it wasn't there. So I guess I forgot to turn the camera on. Anyway, you saw the video right at the beginning of the fire starter and how it works. And that's what we're going to learn to make today, is how to make those little round fire starters that you can take with you on the trail to start a fire really easily and really quickly. I loved how that thing started with just one spark from my ferrocerium rod. So stay tuned. We're going to actually get into it and see how we make a homemade fire starter. As you saw in the opening video, these fire starters start very quickly. You take them, you just pull them apart, and expose the cotton fibers, and then with a little spark you can start them. Now to make them is really simple. We're going to need about 3 or 4 ingredients. We're going to need these cotton rounds. I got these at Kroger. You can get them pretty much anywhere. Just little cotton rounds used for taking off makeup or whatever, but they're cotton fibers. And when you take them, you pull them apart, you can see all this cotton fiber on the inside of them, and it's really great for starting fires. When you just hit a spark to this, it'll light up quickly, but these burn really fast by themselves. So when you mix the wax in, it's going to make them burn a lot longer. That one that you just saw a minute ago will burn for about 5 minutes, which is a pretty good time to get a fire started. Now, you're also going to need some paraffin. I tend to use this Gulf wax. It's the most inexpensive stuff you can buy anywhere. When you get it, it's going to come in a block that looks a little like this. Get 4 of these blocks in a box, and I can make about 30 fire starters with 1 block. We're not going to make that many today. I'm only going to use about half a block, which is what I had left over from the last time I made these. You're also going to need some lamp oil, paraffin-based lamp oil. Some people use lighter fluid. I don't like using the lighter fluid. I'm just not sure. I don't trust it. I think it's too flammable. You want something that's lightable, but not something that could have an explosive flame to it. So that's what this is. Now, I also made these little tweezers out of an old hanger. And these are for lifting the pads. When I put the pads in the mixture and they get them soaked, I'm going to pull them out and put them somewhere. But I've got to have a way to get them out. And I decided I didn't want to mess up my pliers with wax, so I made these things. These are just hangers. I just cut the hangers, and then what I did is I bent the ends around the little loops, and it makes a nice little clamping tool. You're going to need a little pan to put the stuff in. So I'm using this just a little tin pan I found. See, I've already got some wax halfway started. I'm going to put it on my grill. My grill is on low heat because I don't want danger of any explosions going on. I also bought these canisters off of eBay. They're really nice. They're little screw-off canisters. I think they're like called 1 ounce canisters, I think, but comes with a cover and a lid, and I can fit about 5 or 6 fire starters in here. I usually put a little square of paper towel between each fire starter to keep them separated so they don't melt together in case things get hot in the bag. But these are really nice to put these fire starters in. You can seal them up nice and tight, and take them with you anywhere you go. They're kind of watertight. So I bought a bunch of these. They come in a pack that looks like this. They're pre-stacked and shrink wrapped. I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They come with about 12, I think, in a package. Here's one that actually has some fire starters in it. This is the one I took, the one that I demonstrated at the beginning of the video. Took it out of this. You can see I've got the paper towel in there. That's the little squares, and then so I've got a couple more fire starters in there. Very nice tools to use when you're wanting to go camping or make sure you can start a fire even when the temperature is not good or when the weather's not good outside. I also found that using a pair of these alligator clip pliers is really good. It helps me to lift my pan, so they're just nice and handy. So I bought a pair of these really cheap down at, I don't know, Walmart or Lowe's or somewhere. Real cheap. I paid about $4 or $5 for them. I don't know why I didn't already have some in my bag, but I didn't. So my paraffin is starting to melt, so I'll get a camera now on the pan itself. So you can see my paraffin is melting nicely. The grill's on a little bit of an angle. So my paraffin is melting. I've got about this much of it left to go. The first time I did this, I still had a great big huge chunk of it in there. And So that was a problem, but that's what was left over. So anyway, I've got the paraffin in there, it's melting. I'm gonna add a little lighter fluid, not too much. I find if you add, the more lighter fluid you add, the faster these things will burn. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this lamp oil into this, and not a whole lot, just enough to add a little bit of accelerant to my fire starter. So over to the side, I've laid out a layer of tinfoil and some wax paper on top of it. That way when I get my rounds done, I can take them off, put them on that, and let them dry and cool there. So at this point, my oil is all melted. You can see it's all melted in there. I'm simply going to take a bunch of these rounds and start dipping them, or placing them in there, let them soak up the wax and the oil. So I'm not going to put the first one we pulled out because it's already separated, but I'll just put those in there like that. The grill's a little hot. I'm going to turn that grill off for a second. They shouldn't be sizzling like that when I put them in. And so we will put them in there. I will turn each one, whoops, I'll turn each one over. Make sure I get each one thoroughly saturated with the wax and the oil. Once I'm satisfied that they're thoroughly quenched and soaked in that, I'm going to take them out one by one. I'm going to lay them down on my wax paper. It'll take a while for them to dry. And actually, when I get done and I put them in my canister, I actually put the canisters in the refrigerator to harden them a little bit. It's not necessary, but I kind of like doing that. So I'll put some more over here. Drop those in. I'll put another one in here. So they will soak that oil and that wax up, almost like making a candle in a way. So this batch will probably make about 15 of these things. Soak. Pull them out, put them on my drying sheet. So what I was able to make is about 12 fire starters. Actually, let's say 10, because these last two, I'm not too convinced they're really going to be much good. They just didn't soak up much wax or much of the oil. But I've got at least 10 good ones here. I can fill up 2 more canisters. That's a really fun family project, something fun you can work on with your kids. It's not dangerous, except that you're using a hot grill. It's very unlikely that the lamp oil is going to explode like lighter fluid could. That's why I don't like using the lighter fluid. But once you take these, I'll put a little square paper towel between each one. I'll put the 2 canisters in the refrigerator or the freezer, doesn't matter. Let them harden up in that cooler temperature. And I'm going to have a canister of a real nice set of fire starters that I can take with me on the trail when I go camping or when I'm out just needing to start a fire. So really helpful tool, a really nice thing to keep in your backpack. Hopefully this was helpful. Well, I think that video was a lot of fun. I really like making those fire starters. It's an easy thing to do. It's kind of nice to be able to make something yourself and not have to go to the store to buy it or buy it off of eBay or Amazon. It's a nice little helpful craft you can do around the house, like I said, with your kids. It's a really nice little thing to have if you're going to go camping and you need to have a quick way to start fires. It's another ignition tool to have in your little fire kit. If you like this video, I'd love for you to click the like button below, and we'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to build a membership. In the meantime, have a great day, and we'll see you next time on Cowboy Survival.